Do you ever wonder why some people seem to have life figured out while everyone else is stuck in the same loop? It almost feels unfair. Same 24 hours, same world, but somehow they're ahead of the game. Here's the truth no one tells you. Success isn't always about talent, money, or luck. It's about habits, quiet, invisible habits that build power over time. The kind of habits that 99% of people ignore and the 1% live by. Today, I'm going to show you those habits. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. Because the second you start practicing them, you'll feel the separation. You won't think like the 99% anymore. You'll act differently, and people will notice. So let's break it down. 1. They guard their time like it's gold. Most people treat time like it's unlimited. They waste hours scrolling, binging shows, or doing things that don't matter. But the top 1%, they treat every minute like it's a currency. Think about it. Money lost can be made back, but time lost? Gone forever. That's why the 1% ask different questions. Is this worth my time instead of, do I feel like doing this? One of the wealthiest entrepreneurs once said, the poor trade time for money. The rich trade money for time. That's why they hire help, automate routines, and cut distractions. So ask yourself, where are you spending time like a billionaire throws tips at a casino? Because if you start guarding your time, you'll notice one thing. Productivity skyrockets. And your life starts moving faster than you thought possible. Guard your time, and the world will guard your results. 2. They think long-term while everyone else chases quick wins. Here's the trap most people fall into. Instant gratification. Fast food, fast entertainment, fast money schemes. The top 1%? They're playing chess, not checkers. They sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term growth. While others are chasing likes, they're building skills. While others want results in 30 days, they're focused on where they'll be in 3 years. Imagine 2 runners at a track. One sprints the first 50 meters, burns out, and quits. The other? Steady, patient, disciplined. At the end, the patient runner always wins. That's life. The top 1% bet on the marathon, not the sprint. If you can delay gratification, you'll dominate in a world addicted to quick fixes. 3. They master saying no. Here's a secret. Saying yes to everything is the fastest path to mediocrity. Most people are people pleasers. They don't want to disappoint, so they say yes to parties, favors, distractions. But the top 1% know this truth. Every yes is a no to something else. If you say yes to mindless scrolling, you say no to growth. If you say yes to pleasing others, you say no to your own priorities. One powerful entrepreneur once said, the difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. Think about that. Your yes should feel expensive, rare, valuable. Protect your yes because it's the most powerful word you own. 4. They build discipline, not motivation. Here's where 99% go wrong. They wait until they feel like it. They think motivation will come save them. But motivation is unreliable. It's like a friend who cancels last minute. The top 1% know better. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. They create systems, routines, and rules that carry them even when emotions don't. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't feel motivated to do it every day. You just do it. The same is true with working out, reading, building, learning. Discipline is freedom. It frees you from laziness, from inconsistency, from regret. Motivation fades. Discipline builds empires. 5. They invest in themselves before anything else. Most people spend money to look rich. The top 1% spend money to become rich. They buy books instead of fancy shoes, courses instead of cocktails, skills instead of status symbols. Because here's the truth. Your best investment isn't the stock market or crypto or real estate. It's you. Your knowledge, your skills, your health. Why? Because nobody can steal it. And the more you grow, the more valuable everything you touch becomes. Stop flexing wealth you don't have. Build wealth within yourself first. 6. They choose their circle carefully. Ever heard the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with? It's true. Most people stay stuck because they surround themselves with complainers, doubters, and time wasters. But the top 1%, they curate their environment like a playlist. They hang out with builders, dreamers, hustlers, people who force them to level up. Because they know energy is contagious. If your friends normalize mediocrity, you'll adopt it. If your circle normalizes excellence, you'll rise to it. Your circle is either your cage or your launchpad. Choose wisely. 7. They practice uncomfortable consistency. Here's the brutal truth. Success is boring. It's not fireworks every day. It's showing up over and over even when it's not exciting. Most people quit when things get uncomfortable. The 1% thrive in discomfort. They go to the gym when it rains. They work when they don't feel like it. They stay consistent when the results aren't instant. That's the difference. Not talent, not luck. Consistency. Ordinary people quit when it's boring. Extraordinary people keep going. 8. They control their mind, not just their actions. The average person is a slave to their thoughts. Doubt, fear, anxiety. They let those emotions drive their lives. But the 1% train their mind like an athlete trains their body. They meditate. They journal. They reframe problems into opportunities. Because if you don't control your thoughts, they will control you. And the scariest prison isn't outside, it's inside your head. Master your mind and the world outside becomes easier to master. 9. They act faster than they feel ready. Here's the trap. Waiting until you're ready. Guess what? You'll never feel 100% ready. The top 1% don't wait for perfect conditions. They jump, then learn to fly on the way down. They launch projects, start businesses, try things, fail, adjust, grow. Meanwhile, the 99% are still waiting for the right time, the right money, the right mindset. Years pass, opportunities vanish. And the 1%? They're already miles ahead. Don't wait for confidence. Action creates confidence. 10. They never stop learning. The final habit is the glue that holds the rest together. Curiosity, growth, learning. Most people stop learning after school. The 1%? They're students of life, forever. They read, listen, study, ask questions. Because the moment you stop learning, you start dying. And the faster the world changes, the more dangerous ignorance becomes. If you want to be in the top 1%, keep learning while everyone else is stuck repeating. So there it is. 10 habits that separate the 1% from the rest. Not luck, not talent. Habits. Daily choices that anyone can make. The difference is, most people won't. So now the question is, will you? Will you guard your time, build discipline, say no, surround yourself with greatness? Or will you keep living like the 99% comfortable but stuck? The decision is yours. But here's the truth. Every day you delay, someone else is taking your spot. So start now. Build these habits. Step into the top 1%. And when you do, life will never look the same again. If this video woke something up inside you, drop a comment below. Top 1% mindset. Because once you declare it, you start becoming it. And don't forget to like this video, not for me, but for you. Because hitting that button is your first micro action of discipline today. Welcome to the 1%.